Alright, we're back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night. I always want to keep saying Monday through Friday. Every Monday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring, all the backstage curtain calls, all the rumors, all the drama. We talk about inactive statuses and injury updates. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions from AEW to New Japan Professional Wrestling to WWE to TNA to Ring of Honor to New Japan Professional Wrestling. Once again, if it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show flat out. So, Superman punch that like and subscribe button and all your dreams will come true. Especially, if your dreams are listening and watching some more awesome wrestling content. So make sure, make sure you guys comment. Definitely comment, 1,010%. All right, so recently, we've seen some WWE superstars get released, and it's been heartbreaking. It's these guys. I'm just kidding. Imagine that. That would be like, whoa, like that'd be crazy. The world would probably be ending if that was happening. But WWE just recently had one of its most successful PLEs, one of the most successful Royal Rumble in company history, and to make a roster spot, man, it's extremely, absolutely cutthroat, and it's tough. It is tough, 1,010%. It's not easy. It's not easy, in this world of professional wrestling, especially with, you got to worry about cutoff times, you got to worry about advertisements, you got to worry about who's marketable, who's not marketable, you got to worry about who has the momentum, who does the fans like, who's going to make sure they put the fans' butts in the seats, they, pay for subscriptions for Peacock and, Netflix, because at the end of the day, you're kind of fighting for revenue here. So you want the best talent, you already have WWE has a stacked roster on SmackDown and Raw. It's to the point where, maybe they should introduce another, title for the men because, having a heavyweight and having a mid-card one would be, it's kind of hard. Maybe they should have not like a featherweight, or something like that. Would be kind of like, maybe like a UFC, like kind of themed title or something. I'm just kidding, no. Or maybe bring back, I really hope they would bring back 205 Live. I would have loved for them to bring back 205 Live because a lot of luchadors, a lot of high flyers left WWE, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. It was terrible. I hated it. So moving on to some people who were released, we got the Good Brothers who made their debut in WWE 2016. They were released in 2020, but then they came back and had a nice little run in TNA. They linked up with AJ Styles, while AJ Styles fooled everyone and joked about being retired and stuff, pulled a Mark Henry. The Good Brothers were there to kind of support his brother, let's do it. But, it's kind of sad because when I started getting back into professional wrestling, it was around 2016. I took a little bit of hiatus because it was just, John Cena winning everything. Storylines were getting a little dry. Even back then, it was still a little dry. I remember the Good Brothers. They were Raw Tag Team Champions, and they were fun to watch. It was kind of cool. I ultimately feel like the Good Brothers, they're gonna find other work. They've been successful all over the world of international wrestling, independent wrestling circuits. So there's no surprise to me that you will see the Good Brothers. Maybe they wind up back in New Japan Professional Wrestling, or maybe they find their way into stardom. I highly doubt they'll go to AEW. I honestly don't think so. I don't think so whatsoever. But it's kind of sad to lose the Good Brothers. Giovanni Vinci, my man, former member of an Imperium, being laid waste by Ludwig Kaiser. And then coming back, you had those nice little, videos and promos of him coming off as this suave, elegant Italian dude ready to rain some damage on WWE, only to suffer embarrassing loss after embarrassing loss. And it was tough. You can definitely, you could see on the face of Giovanni Vinci once he was inside the ring and once when the end of the result happened. A lot of fans were kind of like shaking their heads. They're like, "Whoa, what the hell just happened? Like this guy literally got kicked out of a faction. Then WWE, put him in good storylines. He's a loser. He doesn't ever get back onto his own 2 feet, and and it sucks. I feel for Giovanni Vinci. Well, outside the WWE, I know I gotta be honest. I feel like ultimately his, I feel like a lot of what his physique and a lot of what he brings to the wrestling ring, a lot of wrestling promotions kind of already have. He's kind of like that, I don't want to say like he's like a piece of toast where, it's kind of just a little bit of plain, maybe a little bit of flair here and there. But, he's not the best high flyer. He maybe there's a reason why he was released by WWE. Once again, like definitely, feel for anybody being released for WWE. Would never wish release upon anybody. But Giovanni Vinci, man, like I don't know if it was something he did. I don't know if the way he wrestled inside the ring, they were kind of like, all right, we've kind of seen what we all got and see, and that's that. Giovanni Vinci, bam, gone. But, I kind of feel for him. That sucks, man. Cedric Alexander leaving, not being signed to WWE. I remember when he was in the cruiserweight division. It was badass. The Hurt Business during the WWE Thunderdome where he was a tag team champion with Shelton Benjamin. And now maybe he will join the Hurt Syndicate. Maybe that's the reason why Ricochet never joined AEW's Hurt Syndicate. Maybe that's why. Or we never got a third member. Maybe they were expecting Cedric to be released by WWE. He was kind of floating backstage for quite some time. Great locker room guy. I heard he's really good to kind of have around. But now maybe he can link up with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin once again and be successful as the Hurt Syndicate in AEW. I, more often than not, kind of think that's going to be the future. I think that's going to happen. This team was released in 2020. AOP, Ellery as well. Sucks because when these guys came back, I thought that it was going to be a different. I thought WWE was going to handle AOP differently, and it all happened the same. The same thing happened, between Ankam and Bizarre. Like it's, I know these guys are big, and a lot of times in the world of wrestling, the big super heavyweight guys. They're kind of underplayed. You kind of think in the past with the Big Show, he didn't get very much WWE World Championship reigns. No, he didn't. He was a big guy. You could fool the WWE, the wrestling universe, so much. It was like, okay, if you have the title on this guy, and it'd be kind of hard to dethrone him, but then you would have the Big Show lose against a superstar that was smaller than him. So with these bigger superstars, it's kind of difficult to kind of have bookings for him. You're seeing it now with Braun Strowman. What's the right fit for him? And right now, you're kind of seeing it right now with the Wyatt Six. Sometimes you can ultimately kind of come off as a little bit too dominant to the point where it's like, it's not really marketable. I can't really find something that, the fans could ultimately wrap their heads around because the whole time they're like, man, this guy's huge. Why isn't this guy winning right now? WWE, I think they brought back Omos, which I feel like is a huge mistake. I feel like it is kind of a mistake, but it's sad to see AOP. There was such a huge success in WWE NXT. Then they made it back to NXT, and like I said, nothing really came in fruition for them, which ultimately sucked. Sonya Deville, the leader of Pure Fusion Collective, is gone from WWE. I feel for Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. I thought when these three women linked together, this was going to be an amazing women's faction that we're going to get, that brought back two highly underrated superstars. I like Zoe Stark, and like Shayna Baszler, who never really got any love, who never really got any attention, who never really got a shot to have a solid storyline. I felt like, WWE storyline was like, oh, okay, we need somebody to come in here and kick everyone's ass. Oh, we'll do Shayna Baszler, Oh, we need somebody to accompany Trish Stratus so Trish Stratus can later abuse them and start a little feud. And then, that was Zoe Stark. And Sonya Deville as well. Like, I remember when she was a part of, no, it wasn't Absolution. Was it Absolution? No, it wasn't. Was it? I think it was. Maybe I got that one right. But she left WWE for quite some time. I heard it was due to a backstage incident where, a crazy fan or something was trying to kidnap her or something. And, all bad. And it was hard for her to come back from that. And then when she finally came back to WWE, I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. She's doing what she loves. She's doing what she's was born to do. She's super talented. She's great on the mic. She has that like in-your-face attitude, which I think a lot of WWE superstars, it's kind of rare to have that. The moment you kind of walk onto the stage, you just a little intimidating, to be honest. I see it with Charlotte Flair. I feel like her and Charlotte Flair kind of have that same like like that snarl look on their face where, I'm not, it's not resting bee face. It's not that. It's kind of like, this girl, like if you actually challenge her to like a real life fight or something like that, she could, she could break some bones, some cheekbones with one shot into the face. But it kind of sucks. I hate seeing Sonya Deville leave. We have one half of the unholy union, Isla Dawn, gone. Sucks. But women's tag team division. It's Blair Davenport as well. She was drafted to WWE SmackDown, had a little stint with Naomi, and then after that, just never really benefited, never really paid off. So, Blair Davenport on the list, Duke Hudson as well, and Elektra Lopez. Duke Hudson, I guess he wasn't released. I guess his developmental contract just wasn't renewed. But Elektra Lopez, I thought she was going to get a little bit more attention on SmackDown now that SmackDown is going to 3 hours up until June or July, per words by Triple H. I thought she was going to, kind of be a wild card in the women's division, but, we're not going to see it. Not going to see it, and it sucks. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so we talked about some of the superstars that are released. Now we're going to talk about some superstars who potentially might be next. I got Carlito. I got JD McDonough. And only because Rey Mysterio is the father of Dirty Dominic Mysterio, he's here to stay. I feel like, he's here to stay. JD McDonough suffering a punctured lung in that War Raiders match, so he's going to be out for quite some time. If the Judgment Day doesn't find a new direction where they could possibly have Carlito inside it somehow, I don't see a reason to bring this guy back. I don't see a reason to renew a contract. It was a nice little breath of nostalgia. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. And then he joins the LWO. Then he stabs Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee in the back. Then he joins Legado del... Was he part of Legado? No, the Legado del Fantasma wouldn't take him. So then Carlito Lost Soul wound up on the Judgment Day. But I definitely think he might be one of those superstars. I feel like he might be next. And it's sad. It sucks. But like I said before, definitely not wishing, release on any of these superstars. But I don't know. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, have not seen them on WWE on the, I haven't seen them on a tube for quite some time. I hope that they don't break up. I hope that they don't leave WWE or get released. But it's been a while. It has been a while. Very talented inside the ring. Very talented. But they are, that tandem tag team a little small, and then with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and it sucks because I felt like ultimately if these two girls get released, and I'm not trying to place the blame on the superstars themselves, but Jade, Bianca, they're single superstars. They should be contending against each other, not tag teaming. Look what's happened to the women's tag team division now that they're a dominant tag team, like the Unholy Union. Maybe they could have had a different storyline for the Unholy Union. Who knows? Maybe you would see Katana Chance and Kaden Carter be a little bit more successful on Raw. Maybe we will see more of Damage Control. Maybe we will see more of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. I mentioned it before, and I kind of took it back, but now I'm kind of seeing the ultimate picture. I hated it once when Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill teamed up to become the Women's World Championship, the Women's Tag Team Champions. I hated it. I was disgusted. And then I kind of fell in love with it because I was like, okay, these girls actually do a good job of putting over talent that, you kind of look at them side to side on the match card. And on paper, it seems like Bianca and Jade would just absolutely demolish them. They made other teams look good. They made them look strong. They made them look very, very innovative inside the ring. And but now you're kind of seeing the overall longing effects of it, and this whole Jade Cargill storylines. Don't touch the Women's Tag Team Championships until we get this Jade Cargill thing figured out. And I don't know. I feel like something needs to happen. Something needs to happen before WrestleMania. This needs to be different. The Women's Tag Team division needs a different flavor. Alba Fire. I think she's the next one to be gone. What's the whole Unholy Union without Isla Dawn and Alba Fire together? Kind of sucks. It'd be kind of sad to see her go. Zoe Stark, I mentioned it before. Without the Pure Fusion Collective thing really being a success. Once again, maybe these girls could have won the World Tag Team titles as well, man. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe, maybe I'm too attached to it. But Zoe Stark definitely on that list. I see the Alpha Academy again. Tozawa, Otis, also Maxine Dupree. Time is only ticking. They need a nice little storyline. BFAB, part of Hit Row. I think she was part of Hit Row that had Swerve on it. She's part of the Profits kind of stable right now, but it's only a matter of time. I've seen her inside the ring. She's very, very, very talented. I ultimately think it would be a nice little feud to kind of have her and Chelsea Green, battle it out for the championship. I ultimately think she'd be a better United States Women's Champion than Chelsea Green. But I know Chelsea Green, she has that like it in your face like kind of attitude, cockiness, conceited. So but I'm high on BFAB. I think she's an amazing competitor. I think she could carry a title. But right now, she's kind of with Mi Chen. Maybe they're kind of going to form a tag team championship for the women's to kind of save both their careers. I feel like this would be a nice spot. Apollo Crews, rarely on WWE SmackDown. I definitely think he might be next. Pete Dunne could also be next. When he was tag team with Tyler Bate, they were a very likable tag team. But then, Tyler Bate got injured. Pete Dunne on his own. Then he went back to the old brute thing and don't call me butch and then like all this other stuff. And, this whole thing, he might be forming a tag team with Ludwig Kaiser. And if that's the case, then that needs to be successful for him to stay on WWE. Also for him to, I don't know what's going to happen with Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate, too. He got injured. Now, he's coming back. Zero momentum, zero character direction. Do you try to revamp the Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate thing? I forgot what their team was actually called. Damn it. I can't believe... No, that's not... But he needs a direction as well when he comes back. All of Chase U. Is all of Chase U done? Andre Chase without Chase U seems like it's not really going anywhere. We haven't seen Thea Hale on NXT or Riley Osborne. They haven't really been showcased on the program. Are they done with WWE? Are they? It's highly believable that they are. It is 1,010%. I wanted to see this stable revamped, maybe going to SmackDown because they were huge. You had the Chase U section in NXT, in the Performance Center. They were very likable stable, and it seems kind of sucks that they are chosen to disband. But Riley Osborne, super successful. He could definitely be someone to defeat. He could be in the X Division on TNA. Would love that. Andre Chase and Duke Hudson maybe potentially going to TNA. Thea Hale would be an absolute awesome addition to the TNA Knockouts, division. But hey, honestly, I feel like these superstars have even though they are being released, I don't feel like it's over yet. Jim Ross basically said he told the talent this after the release. He said, just stay positive and regroup. It's not the end of the world. More opportunities will come. What kills you sometimes is how talents react to the bad news and how it makes them overly negative, and that is not good. And he's right. Jim Ross is right, 1,010%. You can't get negative about this. You can't. Because fortunately for all the wrestlers out there, and we're going to talk about it right now, what JBL said, right now in terms of professional wrestling, there's a lot of more opportunities than there ever has been in terms of professional wrestling outside of working with WWE. So, you don't have to, stick a fork in it and call it done. Like what Jim Ross said, I know a lot of people think that, making it to WWE, that's the dream. But in reality, when you make it to WWE, it's just the beginning. It's how you react. It's how you train to become better. It's how you, perceive your storylines. It's how you perform inside the ring on your promos. And a lot of these superstars that are released, I really honestly, all talented. Absolutely all talented, 1,010%. I ultimately feel like we're going to see these wrestlers somewhere else. And it's going to be great. There's no doubt in my mind that we will see these wrestlers wrestle once again. Once again, it seems like it's kind of sad, but, I definitely have faith in everybody, all the superstars that we spoke about. And, obviously Jim Ross and JBL too, they all believe it. So, and you know what? Since they believe, I believe. I believe. I'm just kidding. No. Um, well, guys, that's it. That's my show for today. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure you guys Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show. Follow the network. Follow us on Twitter/X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for more content and updates. And if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, we have all these other amazing sports podcasts on the GSMC Sports Network. So make sure you guys check those out. I guarantee you that you will love them. 1,010%. I give you the Eric Rodriguez guarantee with your money back. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You can subscribe, you can like, you can follow, and guess what? You get absolutely free content that you guys can consume. Definitely a great way to keep up with your sports if you can't, afford streaming services and stuff like that. The GSMC Sports Network, we always stand up for the little guys. So definitely can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure you drop your comments inside those videos whenever you get done watching them. Or drop a thumbs up if you like it. You have some awesome, hot takes in professional wrestling. You can drop those in the comment section too. So once again, hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a beautiful, safe, fun-loving weekend. I don't know if any of you guys are going to catch the Daytona 500 NASCAR starting. We have the NBA All-Star Game as well this week, like I said before. And what we talked about, we have AEW, Grand Slam Australia. We have NXT Vengeance Day. Loads and loads of sports. So you guys have fun. Have a great time. Stay beautiful, but most importantly, love you.